Well, hope you had a happy apple blossom, and thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE channel. I'm Eric Granstrom, and I am pleased to bring, well, I didn't bring you. I don't think I brought you.
I drove.
She
here.
drove. Yeah.
Yes, that's how that works.
Maybe I coaxed her to come over and to
Asked?
enjoy. Oh, yeah. Requested. Yes, Jen Mueller from Root Sports Northwest. Mariners, of course, Seahawks broadcasts on the sidelines. I've worked with Jen for quite a while now, and I've been trying to get Jen to come over and experience apple blossom. It's been a little difficult for you with your schedule.
There's been
the Mariners.
some scheduling conflicts, but not this time.
So Jen has been here for apple blossom for the majority of the week.
Yeah.
Thanks for being our keynote speaker for the All Service Club Luncheon. That was fantastic.
You are welcome. I had a blast.
Yes. So Jen hosts a great show. Aside from all the work she does in sports, she does a cooking show with sports celebrities. It's called I Cook, You Measure.
Yes.
It is, you can see it on Root Sports Northwest. Better yet, it's on YouTube. And I thought when we had Jen over, and I heard you were going to be here for a few days, why not come to Blossoms and Brews here in the beer garden and get out here to the food fair and do what you do best. Well, I don't know if it's
eat and drink. You identified this skill set. Some people don't recognize it as a skill set.
I'm surprised you don't have wine in your hand already.
I was going to say something about that to you because you put the wine over there.
I did, and I just because So what we're going to do here is we're going to take food from the food fair, and we're going to pair it with not only wine, and we'll talk more about the wine coming up in a moment, but also some of the cider and the beers you can have here during Apple Blossom Festival in Blossoms and Brews. Now, if you missed it this year, don't worry, it'll be back next year, and it's one of the largest tents that's here during Apple Blossom in Memorial Park. So, Jen, first of all, tell us a little bit more about the show, and you have a new season that is hitting right now.
Yeah, absolutely. The show is exactly what it sounds like in the name. I love to cook, I love to pair food and wine together, and I love to talk while doing it. So it is all the things that I love, asking some of my athletes to come on and cook with me. Some of them are pretty comfortable in the kitchen. Others, and I don't want to name names, but I'm totally naming names, Taylor Saucedo and Bryce Miller treat knives like whack-a-moles. So it really does make for some entertaining television.
Okay,
yeah.
So is that the whole garlic press?
So there was a garlic situation. Okay. There's some nice, and credit to them, when you keep your hands out of the way, which you should totally do if you're a pitcher using a knife, what ends up happening is just a lot of like this on a cutting board. Right. Yeah.
And then add wine to it, and who knows what's going to happen.
Well, and that's why you watch the show.
So a new season of I Cook, You Measure is available now on Root Sports as well as on YouTube. So look it up, Jen Mueller. But I wanted to bring some of your expertise into helping us with. Now, we're kind of going a little backwards
here. We are. We do not usually, I don't usually, have dessert before dinner, but we're going to make an exception today because we've got 4 wines, a beer, and a cider that we are going to pair with this fair food. And when you taste wines, you want to go lightest to heaviest. So you want to start with the white and you want to end with the heaviest, biggest, boldest red. Otherwise, your palate just, it kind of gets a little bit just
confused. It's overwhelmed, right?
That's the word I'm looking for. So we have a Pinot Gris that we are going to pair with some funnel cake. My normal rule with pairing sweets is you put sweet on sweet. And I know that that is a little bit counter to the folks who like red wine and dark chocolate.
Right.
I actually do not prefer that combination.
Oh.
I want sweet on sweet. So if I'm doing dessert and I want a wine, it's probably going to be a Riesling, a Gewürztraminer, maybe a Moscato, maybe, something that just, it doesn't have that dryness, because I'm not competing in flavors.
Okay.
Because this is deep fried though, I like the crispness, and it does have a little sweetness to it. It's got some fruit.
Okay. So cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fruity.
It's fruity, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about where we got the wine.
How cool is this winery?
Oh, I know.
So great. It is a very cool story with the family. Circle 5, so gracious, beautiful location. and the wines were excellent.
Yeah,
I could have sat
fantastic.
there for much longer.
Oh,
I probably will be sitting there for much longer at some point in time too.
The Scots were very welcoming,
Yeah.
very hospitable. They shared the story of course, Martin Scott's, the originator, Mike Scott's, and showed us and gave us a taste of many of the wines, well, all the wines that we have here today to pair. So we're going a little backwards because when you go wine tasting, typically you'll start with the whiter wine and then get to the
And then
heavier
you get
stuff.
to the heavy reds.
Okay,
So that's what we're gonna do.
we have the funnel cake.
So what I like, and again, because this is deep fried,
Oh, by the way, we should mention that you are a funnel cake
Ooh.
barista. What do you call a funnel cake maker?
a funneler? I don't know. I don't know. What
Well,
do
sure.
you call a funnel
Okay.
cake maker? I feel
So
like
now,
this is now
when you
a
pair, should you
rhyme.
eat the food first and then swallow with the wine, or what's the proper way to
That's
pair?
usually what I do. First of all, I want to like smell and taste the wine first.
Okay.
Which
All right.
we did.
Okay, we did.
We did
and,
that.
You know, we need to do it again.
We totally need to do this again.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to sit there, make sure that, got the flavor. And then, yeah, after I take that bite,
Oh. Okay. All right. I got you. I got you.
do you see how that goes? It's like the heaviness of the funnel cake. I'm going to put a little strawberry on
Okay.
it. Don't you put strawberries
No,
on
I
yours.
won't. I'm allergic to strawberries.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. So that's nice
Don't you
because
like eating on
you
TV in front of people?
you have obviously the grease that the oils that they're frying the breading in, that is the funnel cake. So you got that's hanging there, but then you take the wine and it kind of cuts it for you.
It does. And you know what else I think would cut through that nicely? This rosé cider.
Okay.
So same kind of concept because it's got a little bit of sweetness to it, but
Right.
but just the way that the acidity kind of cuts through the funnel. Cake. I was missing the word cake.
But
I'm a
you're
funneler,
You're a
so-
funneler,
so-
and you're a fun gal. So you know.
It all works together.
This is from Union Hill, by the way. This is their, and you've heard of the Cosmic Apple. So this is made from the Cosmic Apple. It is the Cosmic Rosé,
Yes.
and it is fantastic
Yes.
by itself.
Yes.
Now, interesting to pair with some food here.
Yes.
Oh,
And I
no.
gotta say,
Oh, so that's a whole different experience.
yeah,
It is.
it is.
So, okay, now I got to ask you this. You're mixing here. You're mixing cider, you're mixing wine, types of.
Are you asking me how I'm able to do this and how my skill set allows me to?
I'm not asking that. I'm asking, do you typically change the palette midstream while you're pairing?
No. Unless I personally am trying a new recipe and I want to figure
yeah.
out what wine goes
Right,
with it. So
right.
I do love to read cookbooks and I love to read recipes. So when I get one, I think I know what it's going to taste like. I think I know what wine I want with it. But I will often open 2 or 3 bottles and figure out if I got it right. And for me, it's a game. And wine pairing ultimately comes down to what you like.
Sure.
There's
Sure.
certain things that,
Right.
that would compete
Right.
and maybe not go together, but I like the game. It's a competition for me.
I also love the fact that you don't claim to be a chef.
No,
You
I am
like
not
to
a
cook,
chef.
and you totally are upfront about
Yeah.
the recipes and where you find them and things
Yeah.
like that. That's what's great about the show too.
Yeah, because what we actually all want to do at the end of a busy day is get dinner on the table in 30 minutes. We
Right.
want to know it's healthy. We
Right.
want to know that it tastes good, and that's kind of what we do on the show.
Yeah.
It's just really approachable.
I cook, you measure, that's the show. We are doing a little bit of that. We're not cooking,
We're not
but
cooking.
we're enjoying. We're going to take a quick break and come back, and we have much more food to pair and something you might not expect. That's coming up next here on the NCW Life channel.
NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Well, thanks for joining us for a little bit of pairing today on the NCWLIFE channel. Along with Jen Mueller, I'm Eric Grandstrom. And first of all, again, thank you for being here. And thanks for doing this and having some fun with us today. So we're pairing food fair food here at Apple Blossom with some wines, with some ciders, with a little beer now.
Yeah.
So we got your traditional,
traditional
fries and corn dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could totally do a beer.
You can tell this is my world right here.
Everybody needs a corn dog in their life at least once a year, and it should be at the festival because this is the best time to get one. And I want my fries in a loaf. Why don't more people do this?
Well, and that's true. And what's amazing too is that this is just one potato.
Right.
I mean, they make it look much bigger.
Not the size of potatoes that I generally buy, but sure, we'll go with that.
I thought you were going where the size doesn't matter. By the way, we're going to pair this with the beers. Now, you were talking about going through several different wines to make sure it pairs well.
Yes.
So that's research and development, right?
Yes.
Now, Apple Blossom here at the Blossoms and Brews, they go through months of research and development to determine which beers they're going to have here during Apple Blossom because it's about taste and about varying things. We've got Drew Brew here today that we're going to pair with the corn dog and fries.
Should I try it
This
first
is from Kolsch. And this is in Snoqualmie and Cle Elum.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh, I had this.
How would you describe this?
It's light, not very hoppy.
No. So it's a lighter beer.
It's a Kolsch style. I mean, it's.
Right.
I don't have as many words for beer as I have for wine.
Well, that's okay. But tell us about pairing heavier food like this and what kind of wine, and what's the wine we're going to do with this?
So we're going to do Chardonnay with the corn dog and the French fries. Now, Chardonnay.
Some people might be going, wait a minute,
I
Jen,
know.
you're off the rails
so
here.
Here's the thing, and some people have very strong opinions about Chardonnay. There are different styles of Chardonnay, and a California style tends to be really heavy, really big, really buttery. And if you have one of those, think like a Rombauer. That would be like the best example of that. French fries, the salt in the fat, it goes really well, or potato chips goes really well with that. This is not that type of Chardonnay. Circle 5 did an awesome job with this one because this is actually just a little bit more florally and it's lighter and just a touch of oak. That's kind of the other style of Chardonnay.
They just bottled this last week.
Yeah,
so
I know.
it's
Actually,
fresh.
I don't think people can get this right now.
You'll have to give them a call, go to the website, visit Circle 5.
Tell them that you heard it from us, maybe?
Right, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So Circle 5, by the way, in East Wenatchee, up by the golf course, Highlander Golf Course, right by Union Hill, right by Bianchi. So stop by Circle 5, formerly Martin Scott. So, okay, you're doing the wine.
I love that. Yeah. Oh, did I jump the gun on that one?
No, it's well,
Am I going to apologize for it?
We've met, so.
He must know I like wine.
All right, so you have taken a chunk of corn dog.
Yeah, I'm going to do the ladylike version of eating a corn dog.
So the brick of fries here is falling apart in my fingers.
The salty.
Salty.
And the corn, like the batter.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
So now, I go to a Mariner game or I go to any ballpark and get a dog.
Are you going to be drinking a glass of Chardonnay?
No,
I was like, what are you talking about?
No, I'm a light beer guy.
Uh-huh.
And what we have here from Kolsch, the Drew Brew, is a lightish beer. You've tried it.
Yep.
So, all right. Oh my, that is salty, isn't it? Okay.
It's still good though.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. All right. See, there you go. That's tradition beer.
Great.
And,
Absolutely.
And greasy food and yeah.
And again, you should do this at least once a year.
All right.
I would prescribe at least once a year. maybe once a weekend. I don't know. I mean, like,
So-
I'm not going to be the one that tells you how much to drink. I will just tell you that it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. So here, you've got. Oh, we both had the beer. So let's.
Well, yeah,
toast.
you told me to.
Well,
You told me to have the beer.
it's-
I follow instructions, folks.
Oh, see, that's good. That's good.
Good.
All right. So let's put this aside.
You want to move on to reds because there are some
move
people
on.
that white is just not for them, and there are 2 really cool red wines at Circle. Well, there's more than 2,
Yes.
but I am very
You're
excited.
gonna drink that?
I'm totally going to drink that, just not right now. I'm really excited about this next one.
Okay.
Let's see if I can pronounce this correctly. Montepulciano. I think I got
grabbed
close.
the wrong one.
I think I got close to that one.
Okay. So this is an Italian grape, they tell us.
It's an Italian grape.
All right. So
It is going to be in a similar vein to a Sangiovese or a Chianti.
Okay.
This should be
All right.
medium-bodied. Well, I don't need to tell you what you're going to taste. You could just taste
Okay,
it.
all
But
right.
if you smell it,
So,
you can smell a little cherry in there.
when some folks go to wine tasting, and I'm not a wine connoisseur by any stretch, should you cleanse your palate between your tastings and have a little water or
Yeah.
something like that?
Yep, or oftentimes they will do like the little oyster crackers or some saltines, something like
Or a
that.
pierogi.
Or a pierogi. Yeah, it does, because your palate does get tired after a while, right? You can't just drink and drink it. I mean, you can, but ultimately you're not going to be able to taste very much by
Right.
the end of the day. And
Right.
so cleansing your palate, going for lunch in the middle of it would be great. What we've got here is the beef and cheese pierogi.
Right.
This is an Italian wine. So if you don't know how to pair wine, Italian wine goes with Italian food. Spanish wine goes with Spanish food,
Okay.
right?
All right.
We don't really have Italian fare at Apple Blossom.
Right.
Pizza, this would be great with pizza.
Okay.
But what we do have is meat and cheese.
Meat and cheese and a little breading.
And you can't go wrong
No, this
with
is
that.
good. Okay. All right. So again, you said first
I would do this.
Get a little smell.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. See, I didn't try that up at the winery. Okay.
I love that face.
You can't go wrong with a pierogi.
No, you can't. Or
Mm.
this wine. And I will tell you,
Oh my. Okay.
you could pair,
I get it.
and you could pair this with lots of different things. And I know that you're a big cab drinker, right? You could totally do that. But what I love is kind of introducing people to new varietals so that you just know that there's
Right.
options out there. And to my knowledge, and I drink a lot of wine, I have not seen this varietal done by other wineries in
Well, there you
Washington
go.
State.
That's
It might be
and I-
out there and I just haven't tried it yet, but that's really cool. We got the flavor on this one?
That's good. That's
It's really good. I don't want to put it down.
I know.
I do have to put it down because I've got one more
okay.
wine to pair,
Oh, okay.
right?
All right.
Well, unless this is too much
Well-
for you. If you're not to my level of tasting yet, I get it.
Was that a challenge?
Did I issue a challenge?
That was a
I
challenge.
might have issued a
Yeah.
challenge.
Mhm. Oh.
Okay, last one
We have mac and cheese
with some
and
pulled pork.
oh my gosh, what's the wine we're doing now to pair with the mac and cheese?
Petit Verdot. Petit Verdot. At Circle 5, this is going to be one of their biggest, boldest wines. It's going to be a little smoky. It goes awesome with anything grilled. So if you were going to barbecue, if you were going to fire up the Traeger, the Green Egg, any of that,
Oh, yeah.
this is the wine that you want. If you like cabs and if you like full-bodied wines, you're going to want to try this one. Oh,
Okay.
hang on.
You're a little behind, Jen. See that challenge? Who's ahead now?
Suddenly, I feel like I'm in college.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So here's what we got. Darker color
Okay.
than the previous one. Ooh, totally different nose on
Yeah,
that.
it
You
does.
got that?
Yeah,
you
I
got
do.
the smoke?
I do. I smelled it as soon as I got
Yeah.
the bottle near me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's completely a new page. That's a new chapter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if
So-
you dig in
All right.
and you get a little mac and cheese and some of that smoky pulled pork,
Right. Oh my.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little sweetness in there.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Come on now.
your pairing
Come on.
should enhance your food.
See, that the
they
bells
even agreed.
are
They
perfect.
agreed with us.
with the
I
chimes
mean-
that just went off in my head and on my tongue. I'm telling you.
Chimes on your tongue
Yeah,
does make
yeah.
it difficult to do anything else right here.
It's metaphorical.
Oh,
right?
I see. I see where we were going with that.
Well, you do get the pulled pork in there, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I
right.
also,
I apologize for talking with food in my mouth.
and for eating
Yeah,
on TV,
right.
which is never something
It's-
that I enjoy doing, but
not-
it's now just part of the job.
Right,
so
right.
the number of times I've critiqued myself on how I take a bite of food, it's ridiculous.
Well, Jen, I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate your show because I have binge watched every episode, and I'm so excited for a new. My wife is behind the camera going, "Yeah, he has. It's kind of sickening." But again, I cook, you measure. Available on Root Sports Northwest as well as YouTube. Get there, subscribe, like it, love it, because you will, and it will give you some great ideas.
And find the bonus bites episode. So not everything made it into the full length show, and the stories in the bonus bites,
Okay.
they're gold.
Well, we had bonus bites here at the Food Fair during Apple Blossom Festival 2024. Jen, here's to you. And here's to you. Happy Apple Blossom.